Hello everybody, this is what the garden looked like only 4 days ago, and you can see that there's snow coming down, but sleet, hailstone, and you can also see that some of the flowers are out now, and the tulips, and I feared that we're going to lose them all, but fortunately for us the weather changed quickly, and you can see how thick the snow is on the shed, and it came down very quickly in a matter of a short period of time and then cleared. And today this is what we see, and you can see that the plants, the new plants, have not been harmed in any way, and the variegated holly is not being touched at all. There's no browning on it whatsoever. The trick is that the harder the stem, such as hollies, the hardier the plant will be. If it's a brown looking stem with a bit of I don't know, bark looking tissue on the outside, it will survive better than this that's got green stem, which is usually full of water. Now some of these things already need staking up, but we have herbs, as you can see in the garden, and that needs staking up. And behind it, of course, you can see the wonderful flowers that we've been looking at for the last few weeks now, and oh, they're just wonderful, these. They're double-headed, some of them, and I pointed them out in the last videos, and you know, they just don't last long enough. That's the problem. And they will, when they've finished, the new growth will come on the shrub, and they'll start more or less in bud straight away. It'll take them 12 months. But here again we've got new growth, and you can see it's unaffected by the bad weather we've been having at Easter. And this is one particular daffodil, and there's several species in the garden that you might be able to see from some of the clips you can see in the background. There's tulips, and they're just wonderful display. Now when we first came to the garden, these had red on them as well as yellow. White have gone yellow now is beyond us. Here's a second type of daffodil. You can see it's completely different to the first one we saw, and it's got an inner core to it, and now what's this? Erica, and it's in full bloom at the moment, and then of course it will lose its flower later. And this is Spirea in full bloom. Now 2 weeks ago there was no flower on this whatsoever. Unfortunately, when I was filming, the sun went in and it looked like it was going to snow again. In fact, while I'm speaking, which is only about 15 minutes since I photographed this Spirea, it looks as though snow's on its way again. Japanese roses, and I did say in the last video that there was a lot in the park. I was wrong. It's bloom in the park. Yet another different daffodil. That's 3 types up now, and it's absolutely wonderful to see all these different types of flowers out. Most are yellow at this time of year. Now there's a reason for that. New growth. We cut this down every year. It looks as though it's dying off. When the winter's over, or the worst of the weather's over, we cut it down and it comes on this one. This is a new camellia, This is a second bud on it. The weather's held it back. We thought it would have died off because of the snow, but Camellia is hardy. Yet another different daffodil. And what was that now? 4 types of different daffodil. You can see some have already died and have been affected by the weather. I have managed to, and another one, look, a different one still. And I have managed to draw that particular one. So that was quite nice before it died off. And you can see the blue stuff in the background. And everything's mingled together here. You can see the daffodils and the tulips together. And everything is looking really nice. Now I don't know what this is. It looks as though it's dead. But yet it may come into flower, so I'll keep an open mind on that one, and I'll keep you abreast of what it does. I just went back to the Spirea again to take a photograph, a quick one, film when the sun came out, just to give you some idea how bright it really looks. And it's really nice just now. Now this is new growth on a pear tree. Excuse me. We only put the pear tree in last month, and so who knows what will happen to it, but it's doing well. The cherry tree behind it, not doing so well at all. And here we have lots of new growth mingle amongst the tulips, and you can just hear the blackbird in the background. And here we have daisies growing in the grass in the lawn. Not sure what this is yet. It's new growth. It does come every year, but I'm not sure what it is. I will find out later in the year when it comes to flower, I suppose. There's a bit of background noise in there as well as the blackbird. Now, what's shamrock? The shamrock closes when the sun goes in, and of course it opens up when it comes out. So you can see that the sun's just going in on it here. These particular tulips I've drawn, and they've come out quite well actually. But I haven't shown you the foliage on that one. These are white bluebells. They're very nice, aren't they? I'm not sure what the Latin name is, but you can see that look like bluebells, and we used to have lots of them. Now this one I've filmed many times before, throughout just after Christmas, and I've given you its name in the past, and it's eluding me today, but here we go. These are the tubs in front of the windows at home. You can see there's 2 types of colour in there. One's lighter than the other. I think the grape hyacinths. Don't know what the blue flowers are, but we have to contain these because they're prolific growers, and if you don't watch out, they'll spread everywhere. New growth on the what are they? At the front of the garden. I did mention them last time. Oh my god, I forgot what they're called. Again, on the drive, new growth all coming through. And I did paint the shed last year, and it worked for me. It's gone. I don't know why the paint's gone in this. These are wonderful white flowers on the drive, and again on the drive, I love to see these, a blend of tulips and daffodils together. And I think these are called ebis. Now ebis grow very well where we live, and there's all sorts of types in there. They look like heather, but heather won't grow for us. Now the hyacinths in the front garden, just about going over a bit. I'm not sure what this is, but it has to be contained. It's a prolific grower, and again on the drive, and again we've got the white bluebells, and they look really nice. Now coming back to the back garden, I did want to show you this because this is exactly how it was when we started, when the snow was down. I came back to the back garden to show you because you could see when we started it was snowing, and again I've no idea what that is. I don't know why it's come back on. I don't know, I've put that on twice, but maybe I thought it was important at the time. Now here you can see where the workmen had been digging up the front lawn, and this is where I'm going to put clover later on when the soil warms up a bit. Again we've got Eevees growing. They actually look wonderful, these. You can't really get full justice for the Eevees. Another Eevee, when they're on camera, they don't look as nice as they really are, but they look really nice. And as I said earlier, they grow well for us. So it's lovely to see them, and they're with us most of the year, and they don't take much dealing with it all. You can see that we've tried to put them all the way through. This particular bit of the drive was going to be for a car, but it didn't work for us because we showed, had we put the car there, we would have been blocking the light from our neighbours next door. We didn't want to do that. So as I said earlier, the grass wants cutting. I believe I said it earlier, but I don't want to cut it yet because if I cut it now, we're going to lose all those lovely white flowers in the lawn, and they're white and everything else is yellow, so it's a nice contrast, isn't it? So that's why I've left them in daisies. And the other thing is I'm keeping an eye out for hedgehogs. Now hedgehogs have got, when they do their poo, it's black, it's thin, and it's about 1/4 inch long. Now this tree will be in full blossom any time now, and what's happening at the moment is that goldfinch are coming for the flower. I tried here to zoom in on the nest box, because I'm pleased to tell you that the nest box is being used by blue tits at long last. And I tried to leave it on a bit open that while I was filming, the blue tits would go in and out of the box. Now I'm not sure if they did or not because I couldn't see while I was filming, but apparently no, they didn't. So you can see here, this little shot shows you that the grass is growing quite long for what I normally have it. And I've said in the past to keep it short, to keep the weeds down and the weeds coming from the park. Here's my second attempt at trying to find the blue tit going in and coming out of the box. And the zoom I've got on isn't a long zoom, but the thing is, when I went out on field trips, I don't want to carry a lot of weight with me, so the camera is lightweight, hence it's not got a big zoom on it. So you've got to weigh all the pros and cons up. I don't want to carry a lot of weight at my age when I'm going on long walks, sometimes 4 and 5 hours. I'll have a rucksack on as well with food and water and waterproof trousers and all sorts of things, maybe a camera, all the bits that I carry for the camcorder as well. So there's quite a bit of weight there in the end, and that's the reason why I've gone for this particular camera. Had I known what I know now, I think I'd have still gone with it actually, but everybody uses some kind of a pro camera these days, which is even lighter. Now for some reason, when I go in close with this camcorder, the light colours, particularly white, go a bit blurry, and so it's just a matter of learning how to use the equipment and what to do. And all these that I've done today, these clips, are what would normally be outtakes, which is allowing me to speak over it all. I've got a little bit of sound going off in the background from the original clip. All this straight line you can see up there was the cherry tree. It's not done anything here. Now this particular area was, while I was filming, there was a bumblebee in between those compost bins, and I did try and film it, but I just couldn't quite get it on. I'm sorry about that, because I love to see these large bees at this time of year. It really uplifts my spirit, thinking that if these are out, it must be getting warm. And indeed, there it is. Well, I didn't know I captured that. So I'm really pleased that I took that particular one. The green foliage like this is with us all year, and I appreciate it so much that I thought it was well worth trying to film it now. Anyway, I look at the primroses. They don't do much in our garden, primroses. That's the best they've ever done. It must be not the right type of soil for them. Now you can see here that I've had to tie the flowers up, the stems up, for fear that there were so much weight it would break the stems of the shrub, the camellia, and I didn't want to lose the flowers, so I've left that on for the time being. You can see in the background that we've got the what's this? I think this is a coles fruit, and the other clip was the fly houses and moth houses that you saw. I think it's coles fruit, that one. And again, another type of daffodil, but this one is a miniature. So what we had about 6, maybe 8 different species of daffodil that you wouldn't normally see. You can see in the background that all the camellia flowers are dying away now.